Hey folks, welcome back to the People's University of Common Sense channel. This is episode 15. I'm your host Tracy, and today we're going to talk about firearms. So let's get right to it. So just a little while ago I was on an X Space and they were talking about firearms and the penalties for breaking firearm, the penalties for breaking law, and it got into the whole thing of once you have been released from prison from a crime that you should be restore all your rights, not just some. So as the law currently stands, that if you have a felony conviction, then you are not allowed by federal law to have your Second Amendment rights. And that is pretty messed up, that you're a free citizen, you have all your other rights, but you can't defend yourself or have a firearm thereafter. So that's where the law is flawed, and society as a whole needs to think about this. So they basically set up a situation to where they make it so that people agree with them mostly because of the situation. And what I mean by that is they are letting out felons, convicted felons that are still violent. They're letting them back out in society. Someone that did a murder, they get out in 5-10 years, whatever. And doesn't even have to be something that they did with a firearm. They could have murdered somebody with a shovel. And then because of that, they lose their Second Amendment right when they come back out. They still get access to a shovel, but they can't get their firearm. So because of the fact that convicted felons, violent felons are out in society, most people would agree, well, yeah, that person shouldn't get their gun rights. But that's the whole flaw in it is, it's my thought, and many Second Amendment absolutists have this same thought, is that if you are a free citizen in America, you should have all of your rights, including your gun rights. So you get released from prison, then you are considered someone safe in society, so you should have your Second Amendment. So where the problem is that because they're letting people out when they are still considered a violent felon, they're letting these people back into society, and just because you take away their Second Amendment doesn't mean they're not going to commit a crime with another weapon, or get their hands on a firearm still and commit it, even though they don't have permission to do so. They committed the crime to begin with, which they didn't have permission. So what makes you think that they're going to change once they've did their prison time? So I say any violent criminal, especially if they did murder, or most cases even attempted murder, you are not a safe person to be out in society, so you should always be locked up. And you take this into even further, that all non-violent crimes, why is there prison time for that? Why not have them pay their debt, what am I trying to say here? So restitution, they need to pay restitution, and pay the debt to whoever their victim was, and maybe even a penalty or fine by the state. But to serve time, that just seems counterproductive, because you're pulling them out of basically the tax base. You're pulling them out of society where they can't provide any longer. And so that's messed up and wrong. So yeah, if I had it my way, I would make it so that basically prison would only be for violent criminals, and anyone that, did whatever you want to call it, a white collar crime or just any non-violent crime, there's no prison time for that. There's no time to be served. There's no probation or anything like that. It's you pay restitution, you pay fine, and continue on in society. And I think that would solve a lot of the problems we have in society today. Anyway, I'd be curious as to what your thoughts are on all that. But that's the gist of it. If you are a non-violent person, you should have all of your rights. And if you are free, then you should have your Second Amendment. I'd like to know your comments, your thoughts on that. Give me an argument against that, and we'll see where that goes. But anyway, if you like this content, please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell for upcoming videos, and until next time.